Welcome back to Drug Talk, everybody. I'll start off by apologizing if my voice sounds a little bit different in this video, but I wanted to make this video just to kind of touch on the fact that after 2 years of dealing with COVID and restrictions where I live starting to loosen, I finally tested positive for COVID-19. So how did this happen? Well, over the last weekend, for a couple days, myself and some friends ended up going to Montreal in Quebec, and a lot of us ended up catching COVID-19 when we got there, but we didn't experience symptoms until we returned. So we all returned, did our rapid tests, and 6 out of 8 of us ended up testing positive. If I had to take a guess, I probably contracted the virus either last Saturday or Sunday. I didn't test positive until Monday night. I tested again Tuesday morning, another positive test, and some of my friends were testing positive at different times throughout that time period. So over the first couple of days, I didn't really have any symptoms. Everything was going pretty smooth. But then when I woke up on Wednesday morning, yesterday, things kind of took a turn for the worse, and I started to experience some symptoms. The main symptoms that I'm dealing with right now are definitely sore throat. Most people say they have a stuffy nose. I have a runny nose. Feels like a very intense, very bad cold for sure. I'm experiencing some muscle cramps, and as well I get some shivers from time to time. I feel like especially throughout the night if I wake up. But other than that, things aren't going too bad. I'm just resting a lot and trying to drink a lot of water. And then taking some things like, cold and sinus medication to help deal with some of the symptoms. Aside from the symptoms, the other hard part about catching COVID, I guess this late in the game, is that as many of you know that watch my channel, I do have a child now. She's 9 months old. So my wife and child are away from me while I'm sick. So it's really hard to kind of be isolated away from my wife and my daughter. But obviously that's a smart move because the main goal here is to not let my daughter get infected with the virus. So it makes me happy to know that I'm doing the right thing in that regard. Another thing that I noticed in terms of side effects that I actually just noticed when I looked at myself in the camera is that I get kind of sweaty on my forehead from time to time. So I kind of, like I said, I get those cold shivers, but then I kind of get like hot flashes, or I feel just more hot than usual, kind of heated in the head area, and it actually causes my forehead to sweat. I'm not seeking out any prescription medication to help deal with any symptoms or to help make the virus go away any faster. I know there are some people online that recommend different prescription medications, but like I said, I'm just using the cold and flu medicine just to help deal with some of the symptoms. But overall, I mean, it's not delightful to have COVID-19, obviously, but overall, it hasn't been too bad for me up until this point. That's not to say, though, that things won't get worse over the next couple of days, but right now, it really just feels like a really, really bad cold with the additive muscle aches and hot flashes. I will also touch on that this was kind of expected now that where I live in Nova Scotia on the east coast of Canada is starting to get rid of some of the restrictions, like not wearing masks anymore and things like that. It was kind of expected that more people would get infected with it, but I will say that I am thankful that we're kind of in the Omicron phase, so the symptoms with Omicron, as you know, are a little bit better than with Delta or the original strain of coronavirus. I don't really have too much else to say about having COVID-19 at this time. If things do get progressively worse, I'll make another video to update you, but I just wanted to share with you kind of the symptoms that I'm experiencing and what I'm doing in terms of treating myself for this. So like I said, no prescription medication, just taking things to help with the symptoms, drinking a lot of water, and trying to rest as much as I can, and then obviously isolating from my loved ones. All right, everybody, so that's all I'm going to talk about today in this quick video, just discussing the fact that I have COVID-19 now, that I've tested positive on a rapid test. If you found this video interesting, you can like it, share it, or comment on it. And as always, we'll talk to you next time.